Hello, I'm FedoraG4mer, and it's time for the second episode of my Free Game Friday series. Today we are going to be looking at Tales of Maj'Eyal, aka TOME. But first, any of you that have seen my previous videos might notice that my voice sounds different. Hopefully it sounds better. That is because my brother and sister-in-law bought me a new microphone for my birthday, which is a large improvement over the headset microphone I was previously using. So thanks, bro. Okay, on to Tales of Maj'Eyal. It is a roguelike CRPG mix, which has an amazing amount of depth to it, actually, much more than traditional roguelikes do. TOME is also a game engine that many game jams, makes a game in 7 days, have actually used in some of those games. So there is a lot to this, and it is completely free, which is quite amazing for how good of a game it really is. But let's go ahead and get into it. I'm going to roll up a new character for this demonstration. Okay, let's see. What do I want to play here? I think I'll go with a warrior type class. We'll go with a bulwark. They are a very tanky, shield-oriented class, and a dwarf will mix well with that, where they have high strength, high constitution, not very good at magic, and kind of clumsy, little dexterity problems, but you know, it's a dwarf. That's exactly what it is. One of the great features of this game that I like in a lot of more modern roguelikes is there's a form of persistent progression, even though there is permadeath, kinda permadeath. I'll talk about that in a second. But there is a lot of locked classes and races, and you unlock them via playing through the game, and certain actions, quests, and whatnot will unlock the classes. So even if your character dies, you can still make some sort of permanent progression by unlocking other classes and races. Okay, permadeath. I recommend adventure unless you until you know this game pretty well. Roguelike is one death permadeath. Adventure gives you extra lives, and you gain more extra lives at certain level increments. So it's not one mistake and you're done. Though it's still quite easy to die in this game through all those lives. Let's see. I think that's what I'll go with. Okay, and as you can see, there's a pretty in-depth character sheet. We'll go with a lot of strength right off the bat. I haven't played this class, so I don't know it all that well yet. We have 2 class points. We'll want a quick recovery. And we'll put 1 more in there. Class points are for these trees. Category points can open new categories or be used in either of the trees. The generic point, we will go... I don't have enough strength for the armor. Let's see. We'll go with weapon mastery. Jeez, okay. Accept changes? Yes. And skip through story stuff. Each race will start in their own starting dungeon with their own starting class. The dwarf happens to start with a buddy, actually, which is quite useful. But they also have a very difficult boss to fight. It is tile-based graphics, which is common to roguelikes. Traditional roguelikes, Rogue, and the original roguelikes were all ASCII graphics, with more other ones popping up after that were tile-based graphics. So graphically, there's nothing impressive about this game. I don't know why I hit that. Not a whole lot impressive graphically. You don't play roguelikes for graphics. You play for the gameplay, the randomization, and the challenge of permadeath. Let's see. You can move with mouse clicking or arrow keys. Oh, we got archers. I'm a melee class, so I do a lot of bump damage for right now. What is very interesting about this is it has a lot more depth than you normally see in roguelikes. As you can see, the user interface is quite akin to almost an MMORPG. And unlike most roguelikes, it is a skill-based system with cooldowns, which go by turns. It is turn-based like traditional roguelikes. And it gives a surprising amount of strategy compared to a normal roguelike, where it's pretty much just attack, run, or know when to use your consumables. And there is a lot of different skills in this game. And it didn't seem like too many in the skill tree, but you can unlock new skill trees as you go. Ooh, there's a lot in here. Fall back a little bit here. So far, none of this is very challenging. Pick that up. That might be better than what I have, actually. If you hold control, you can compare to what you currently use. No, that is worse than what I have. In some ways. Oh, I like the acid effect, so we'll go ahead and use that. Well, this might end up being better even than the last one here. No acid, but it's considerably stronger. We will go with that. It's pretty easy early game with the dwarf since you have the helper guy with you. We got Norgan. This is a dungeon that is actually exclusive to the dwarf race. If you play any other race except for the dwarf, you can't actually get to this dungeon or the dwarf town. Only dwarves can enter the dwarf town. Most other areas of the game are open to everyone else. Every class and race can go to every area of the game except for this. So it's quite interesting. I've never actually played this dungeon because I generally been playing a elven archer. Just kind of what I usually play. I got a zircon. You can get gems which can be used for putting in items or just selling, which early on you will probably just sell them because you need the money. Nothing too challenging here. Get some gold. Yellow ooze. Oh, that was quite easy. Uncanny dodging. That sounds pretty useful. And I don't have any other boots, so I will go ahead and go with that. Okay, and we picked up some armor as well. That's worse armor and defense, but it does 10 damage whenever something hits me. And being a melee class, that is quite useful. I think I will go ahead and put that on. Okay, back to exploring the dungeon. As for sound assets, it's pretty simple. The music can get kind of repetitive, but there's different music in different areas of the game, so it's not too bad. The sound effects are pretty basic, but they get the job done. Again, roguelikes aren't really known for those kind of production values, and that's not what they are loved for. And I do love roguelikes. I've played a lot of roguelikes in my day. There's the stairs down, but we are going to... God, this little helper NPC guy is just killing everything for me. I feel like such a slacker. It's not magic, we won't worry about that. But yeah, as in all roguelikes, it's usually a good idea to explore all of every floor of a dungeon for the experience, for the items. You never know when you're going to find an awesome artifact. And you need to stay ahead of the experience curve or you will get destroyed later. A lot of rats. None of this has been much of a challenge yet. I almost feel like this class might be overpowered. But it's just the first floor, so... I haven't even used any skills or anything. I will pick that up just to sell. Because it is a mage staff and being a bulwark is pretty useless to me. Got another gem. Ooh, wow. Okay, let's put on some regen. Wild infusion, which will make me take less damage. Let's go ahead and use shield wall. And shield pummel. And then it takes a certain amount of turns for all of those to reset so I can use them again. Which adds a lot of strategy trying to live... I got hit by some kind of darkness. Adds a lot of strategy to trying to survive until you have your skills again in very tough fights. This game gives you a lot of information. There's tooltips for everything. You can see all stats of all the monsters. We're just going to go ahead and head downstairs. Of your items. It is kind of information overload when you don't know the game very well yet. There is a lot to learn. And darkness again. Okay. Let him take care of those. He isn't taking much damage at all. I'll pick that up. I'll look at it later. There is a lot of variety to the items in the game. There's a lot of random generation, which is what you expect from a roguelike. That is a staple of the roguelike genre. I will put that on because I don't have anything else in that slot right now. So the dexterity will help me, and so will the defense. And we won't worry about that. There's a lot of lore pop-ups like that with certain items. I'll let you read the lore if you play this game yourself. There's a lot of lore in this game. It is a very well fleshed out world. Ooh, let's get some regeneration going. And rest some turns there to get rid of what was rooting me to the ground. But yes, there's a lot to this world, a lot of story behind it. It is very quest and story driven. No voice acting, of course, because this is a roguelike. It doesn't have the production like that. But it's quite a bit more story than roguelikes traditionally have. And the original Rogue, its story was get to the bottom of the dungeon, get the Amulet of Yender, and get out. It wasn't very good on the story front. It was very good at just killing you over and over again. We got a yellow jelly. Oh, that was easy enough. This weapon I'm using is pretty much just destroying these things. This might be a little bit tougher. And we got an archer down there. Shield pummel you. Things seem to just pop out of the woodwork from areas you've already been sometimes, but there is no respawning while you're in here usually. This is actually a little easy, mostly just running through all these things, just doing standard bump damage, not using my skills very much. But later on the game gets extremely difficult and you have to think very hard about what you do with each of your turns. It is all turn-based. Movement is based off of several stats, so depending if the enemy or you, depending on your stats and items, you can move several times compared to the enemy. And projectiles, an interesting thing about this game is projectiles actually take turns to hit their target. So if you're fast enough, stat-wise and item-wise, you can actually see the projectile in the air and move out of its way before it hits the target, before it hits you, which is quite an interesting feature. If you do it right, you can dodge a lot of really nasty spells that way. Let's see where I'm trying to go here. I think it is the next floor that is the boss floor. Okay. Ooh. I almost died there. I'm gonna rest for a little bit here. There we go. That's what I get for getting a little cocky about how easy this has been. I will probably die in a very stupid way on this video. Let's go ahead and go see the boss. Now all of these levels are randomly generated, as you expect for a roguelike. I'll pick that up, but we won't bother reading that. That is just more lore. Oh, there's the boss. I will let My little helper NPC there try to take the brunt of it. Shield wall. Let's go ahead and use that to take less damage. It's not going. It's not. Ooh, not going too badly. Well, I guess that fails me a quest if he dies. And then 5 items were dropped, with a lot of lore attached to them, but we'll just go ahead and pick them up. Rod of Recall lets you go to the world map from a dungeon, so you don't have to walk all the way out. That is a rare weapon, which looks pretty useful. Yes, I know what it does. And we also got a rune here, which can be used to imprint it on you and give you one of the infusion type skills if you have another infusion slot open, which you usually won't. And I leveled up quite a few times during all of this. Alright, well, I think I'll cut this video here. If you want to play this game, it is completely free, and I'll give you the link in the description below. It's a very good game. There is a lot of depth to this. If you like RPGs with a lot of depth and a lot of character customization, then this is a game for you. I will say the areas you go and fight in most of the time are randomly generated, but the world map that you travel around the world on is static, which a lot of roguelikes don't even have a world map. A lot of roguelikes is one giant dungeon, but this is more RPG in that respect. So, this has been Tales of Maj'Eyal. I'll give you the link in the description. Thank you for watching, and I will see you next time. Please like, comment, and subscribe if you liked this video.